Hello, hello. It is Chitter Chatter time. Come on in. Come on in. It is time to Chitter Chatter with Unique One Lake Plum. Come on in. It's time to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. It's Chitter Chatter time. And you know, ladies, first things we have to do. Well, tonight I'm not even mixing a drink. I'm pouring a drink. So, first things first, let me go ahead and get my cup so we can toast on in. Thank you for being here for another night. So thankful to have you ladies here. Go ahead and drop a like, drop a comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It is Chitter Chatter time. The topic for tonight, ladies, is expectations. Expectations. We have so many expectations to meet. So many expectations placed upon us. So many expectations. Our lives as black women are just so full of expectations. So, ladies, tonight, here we go. Tonight, ladies, what we are going to do is we're going to speak on it. We're speaking on all expectations. Go ahead and come on in. I don't want to head and pour my drink. Let me go ahead and share. Everyone go ahead and share. And tell a friend to tell a friend. It is Chitter Chatter time. If you're here, drop me in a like. Drop me in a comment. Let me know. Because tonight, ladies, we are speaking about expectations. There are so many expectations that we have in our community. Alexa, volume 4. She done jumped to a commercial now. So, first things we're going to do, ladies, is go ahead and toast in. I'm drinking Taylor, the regular Jaggler tonight. And we're going to go ahead and toast on in. Because we're speaking about expectations tonight, ladies. And there are so many expectations, so many titles and levels we have to meet as black women. We can't just exist. We're going to take one sip of that. Ooh. Welcome on in. Tonight, I am speaking about expectations. And if you were not here last week, ladies, we had a ladies' night camp out. And it was absolutely fantastic. So, if you missed it, I mean, we had a hula hoop contest. Speaking of which, I have the hula hoops here. I'm going to jump into that and tell you all about the hula hoops because we have those available as well. But the camp out, a few of us actually stayed outside overnight, if you can believe it. And we had a great time, just fellowshipping, laughing, joking, drinking, smoking, having a good time as black women. And we're all business owners. Every woman that was there is a business owner, and we're just networking and just sitting back and relaxing. And that was what was showcased on last week's episode. It was just to show that we can get together and have a good time. We deserve that, and that was what last week was about. So we had our camp out, and we got out there. I cooked steak, potatoes, and shrimp, and it was really a good time. And we just I don't know. We need more things like that. We're actually thinking about making it a monthly thing. So, speaking of which, go ahead and add the Black Girl Beauty group on Facebook if you have not already, because that is where we come together and make our discussions. Because we're going to be taking a poll to see if you ladies would be interested in having a ladies' night every month. Not week, every month. Don't want to say every week, because that's something that we need in our community. And I'm already doing the Chitter Circle once every month, but we can make it like a ladies' night, because the way I did last week was it was on a Friday instead of a Thursday. So sometimes it works better that way. So that's what we might be making a permanent thing. Go ahead and jump on over to the group and add and let me know if you would be interested in that. If you're just now tuning in, this is Chitter Chatter, ladies, and tonight we are speaking about expectations. I told you last week we had our camp out, and at our camp out we were hula hooping. So, ladies, these are our fitness hoops. Check out the hips, ladies. Check out the gains. The hula hoop has done all of this. If you would have seen me last year when I began hula hooping, it wasn't like this. Check out the gains, ladies. Get you a fitness hoop. Get you a fitness hoop and work it on out. Because I'm telling you, that once you get those hips working and you get in that hula hoop and you start making things happen, and you start seeing the difference in your body. I didn't know that I was shaping out until one day I looked at myself and I was shaping out. So I got back into the hula hoop. And you get your little hips working. You don't got no hip action. And if you know, like I know, you need some hip action. Ladies, we're going to take one step to that. Get your fitness suit, ladies. Fitness hoops. We have fitness hoops starting at $85 up to $150. Different sizes, different weights. And we also have them available for kids. This size that I'm showing you here, this is a 5-pound fitness hoop. And if you jump into the group on Facebook, you can check out the videos and the pictures from last week. And we were hula hooping. We had a little hula hoop contest. Fitness hoop. I want to stop saying hula hoop. We had a fitness hoop competition. And I should have did a reverse. Like my mom told me, I should have did a reverse and seen who could last the longest. But we just did who dropped first because we were having fun and kicking out. We also played a game, ladies. Go check out last week's episode of Chitter Chatter if you missed it. You can see how the night went and just catch our vibe because we're vibing. This is Black Girl Beauty, ladies. We come together and we speak about business. We come together, we speak about money. We come together, we speak about family. And we come together and we have a good time. Because as Black women, we need that in our community. And every other community, they're allowed to exist at every element and just be free in who they are and not have to apologize for it. As Black women, we need that too. And here on Chitter Chatter and Black Girl Beauty, that is what we aim to do. We are educating ourselves. We are building ourselves up. We are shaping ourselves out. And we are getting together. Take one more sip to that, ladies, if you're just now tuning in. 5 ways to connect with Uniqua. You can follow me on Instagram. I am Uniqua. That's IAMUNIQUIA. You can look me up on Facebook, Uniqua Manigault. That's the same on LinkedIn. On Twitter, I am Coco Plum, COCOPLUUM. And if you're just now tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chitter Chatter. Drop a like, drop a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. It is Chitter Chatter time. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and dive into our topic for tonight because we are speaking about expectations. In our society, we have so many expectations placed upon us. There are so many things we're supposed to do by a certain age. There are so many things we're not supposed to do by a certain age. And before we're even born, when the sex is decided, when a parent finds out the sex of their child, they already have a laundry list of things that they expect this child to do. They already have a laundry list of things that they want this child to acquire. And that's in every community, but in our community, it's so heavy. And I was watching, I don't know what it was, but it was a little clip. I can't even say who it was. I want to say it was Dick Gregory. And no, it wasn't him. But someone was speaking and they were saying that we shouldn't teach our children to be twice as good as the Caucasian persuasion. We shouldn't teach them because we do. We put that expectation on our women and our men. You have to be twice as good out here. You have to be 3 times as good to succeed in the world. And that pressure, that weight is what holds so many of us back. Now, by all means, push each other to be the best that they can be. But to push each other, to outdo each other, it's limiting us. And those are expectations that we place upon us in our community, and that is what keeps us fighting against each other. That's why so many of us are quick to tackle each other down. Society has so many expectations on us as Black women, and we're kind of changing it up. But the thing that is so hectic is in our community we are really fighting to change what other people are paying to have. Like we're getting fake everything, and everyone is trying to look like us because we're trying to meet these expectations of what we think we have to look like to get to a certain place, or what we think we have to look like to go a certain place, or what we think we have to be. In our community, that is so heavy. If you don't look a certain way or you don't sound a certain way, people don't even want to hear what you got to say. If you don't like the pressure for a Black woman to do her makeup every time she steps outside the door is so heavy. It's like it's there. I'm one that from growing up it was, oh, you better do your hair, you better do your makeup, you better do this, you better do this. You can't walk out the house without those, and those are expectations that we place on each other without we haven't even stepped into the world. Trying to meet all the expectations that are placed upon us is what holds us back as well. In our community, We have, outside of trying to maintain the regular things you have to do in life, graduate from high school, go to college, get a family, get a husband, do all of that, all those expectations on top of, you need to be the top of your class, you need to make this amount of money, you need to be this pretty, you need to be this fit, you need to be this slim. All these expectations that we place upon ourselves and each other, and we really demean each other for them, because we hate those that are willing to live outside of expectations. There are some people in our community, in our world, that don't care what people think about them. They don't care to meet expectations. They don't care to live by what society says that they should or shouldn't do. Those people live freely, and we hate them. We judge them. We have everything in the world to say about them. There are so many things going on in this world today, right now, that are happening simply just because people want to live in their truth and their freedom, and everyone has an opinion about it. Like, when did we get to the point where people can't live freely? Well, we were always in that point. The point that I'm making is those are expectations that we need to step outside of. People are gonna do what they want to do and live how they want to live, and you can say what you want to say and feel how you want to feel. But to actually put forth effort to force people to stop being who they are or living how they want to live to please whatever you got going on, is beyond me. It's out of pocket. But in the same breath, people have to be okay with people that aren't okay with anything that you have going on. When you decide to live outside of expectations, when you decide to live how you want to live and live freely and do whatever you want to do, you have to be okay with people that are not okay with that. There are going to be people that don't have anything to say about what you have going on. They're not against you. They just don't care about it. But the fact that they don't care or they don't have any energy shouldn't bother you. We are living in a world where we're trying to erase expectations. If we're going to do that, it has to be a two-way street. We can't expect people to not judge us for what we do and then also want everything that we do to be here. It has to be, it's like a balance. There has to be a balance. Like, be free to be you. But expectations. In our community, we are trying to step outside of expectations. If you're just now tuning in, ladies, this is Chitter Chatter, and we are speaking about expectations. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It is Chitter Chatter time. Go ahead and drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know that you're here. We are speaking about expectations because in our community, sometimes we can get so caught up in expectations and trying to achieve what other people think we should achieve that we don't even know what it is that we want. That's something that I realized. I'm going to go ahead and take a sip to that, ladies. You can get so caught up trying to achieve what you feel like is expected of you that you don't even know what it is that you want to do. You don't know what it is that you like. There are so many people that have gotten caught up living life and just doing what they think they're supposed to do according to how they're supposed to do it, and then they wake up one day midlife crisis and they don't even know what it is that they like. They don't know their favorite color. They don't know what they like to do for fun because they've always done a certain thing. And that is why we have to step outside of expectations and start teaching our children and our family and our friends to live how they want to live. And be who you want to be, but be willing to make the sacrifices and do everything that you need to do to get where you need to go. Expectations hold us back. When we feel like we haven't met expectations, we feel like we stop. We get real stagnant. We don't want to move around. When you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be and you're not doing what you're supposed to what you're supposed to be doing, it really can hold you back. We hide ourselves. We get caught up in other things. In our community, we are trying to eliminate things that beat us down. We are trying to eliminate things that hold us back. I'm trying to get us to love on each other. And the first step to getting us to love on each other is removing the judgment. Stop expecting people. We need to stop expecting everyone to make the same sacrifices that we made. That's a big thing in our community. We have this whole, oh, I did it. I went through it. If I can do it, you can do it. That may be true. If you did it, I could do it. But that don't mean that I will. That don't mean that I have I'm not you. Everyone is not the same. Everyone is not built the same. We expect people to be us. We expect people to be able to do what we do and move how we move. And that is where we bump heads. We have to eliminate expectations. In this life, you got to get connected to God and get on a self journey. Self journeys are how you evolve and how you grow and how you understand that everybody is different, and you have to be able to expect the best from people. Those are the only type of expectations we need to place on each other. Expect the best of each other. Expect the person that you know and love to be the best them with all the circumstances that they have going on. Be able to understand that everyone is different. Those are things that we have to do in our community, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just now tuning in, ladies, this is Chitter Chatter, and we are speaking about expectations. In our community, we have so many expectations for each other. What we should look like, how we should talk, how we should walk. Especially as women, there are so many things that we're not supposed to do. There are so many things we're not supposed to say. Like, I am really, me personally, on my whole growth journey in the dating world that I'm in now, I'm really battling with channeling and balancing this aggression that everybody says I have. And this is just me just being authentic and real. I'm really trying to see the balance in what situations to be aggressive, what situations to not be aggressive, because one thing about it, everybody's not lying on you. If everybody's telling you the same thing, that means it's a real problem and you need to work on it. I keep getting that whole you aggressive. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to change. I'm trying to be better. That is a part of growing. And it's a big step. You have to be, expectations are placed upon you sometimes for the best of you. People expect you to be certain type of ways because this is what you should be. Sometimes we have to understand when expectations are good and when expectations are bad. But we can't let expectations, other people's expectations, dictate things for us. That's another thing that I realized on this journey of growth. I didn't really have a lot of expectations for myself. So busy just doing what I thought I was supposed to do. So busy moving how I thought I was supposed to move, not doing the things I wasn't supposed to do, not saying the things. And I mean, of course, you bend the rules. Of course, you do things you're not supposed to do. But what I'm saying is, in our community, we force our women, I feel like, we force our women to live in secrecy because there are so many things we're not supposed to do. So many things we're not supposed to say. So many places we're not supposed to go. But you know, that's where the fun is. That's where the pleasure is. That's where I want to be. So instead of us educating each other on the consequences of what will happen when you do and don't do certain things and go certain places, we just decided we're going to tell people in our community, no, you can't go there. No, you can't do that. No explanation. No explanation. And we're going to take a sip to that, ladies. If we're going to expect people to do certain things and be a certain type of way, we have to be willing to communicate the consequences of what will happen if they decide not to do what is expected of them. Take one sip to that. In our community, that's something I feel like I should have been more educated on, because I feel like that's what makes kids rebel. You don't just tell me I can't do this, and you don't tell me, you know, what will happen to me if I do. We are so afraid to talk to our kids. Alexa, volume 2. We are so afraid. Alexa, volume 2. We are so afraid to talk to our children and let them know and make them aware of things that could happen to them in the world and how it could affect them and what they need to do to prevent it, that we just decide to tell them, no, you just can't do that and you can't go over there, and that's why. That's a problem. Because we want to know why we can't go over there and what's going to happen, what we're going to do. And we sometimes telling a child what will happen does excite them and does make them want to seek what will happen. That's why you also have to educate them on how to, you know, we can't be afraid to give our kids an escape route. If you decide to go ahead and do this, that, I'm hoping you don't. This is what you need to do to get out of it. We have to be able to educate our kids on all aspects because we have expectations of them. We expect our kids not to do things, but they will. We expect people to be a certain type of way, but they won't be. You have to learn to remove expectations and balance out expectations. Because you make your own expectations. Don't be so stuck on what people expect you to do. Be stuck on what you expect of yourself, because that was what I was saying. I didn't have any expectations for me. things that I was supposed to do, things that I had do's and don'ts of life, but I didn't have things as far as this is what I want to do. Like, I didn't have 5-year goals and 10-year goals. I had, this is what I'm doing, this is my plan, and I'm executing it day by day. We have to make plans for ourselves, like for the year. Sit down and make a plan for yourself. That's how we get caught up not knowing what to do, and you wake up one day and you're like, what am I doing? Some of us just get up and go to work every day. We don't know. We know we need to pay these bills, and this is how we pay them. That's why I go to work. But when we're the world we're living in, we need to be looking at businesses. We need to be trying to expand. So if your mind doesn't have any expectations, if you don't expect better for yourself, then you won't get better. You have to set an expectation plan for yourself and be willing to execute them just how you are. If you're just now tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chitter Chatter, and we are speaking on expectations. Everything that I have said up to this point brings me to the poem for tonight, ladies, because in our community, we have so many expectations that we don't sit back and decide what it is that we want for ourselves. We don't sit back and make a plan for ourselves and what it is that we want to do and how we want to get it. And that's where this poem comes in. Expectations. Appreciate those that expect the best from you, but don't let other people's expectations control what you decide to do. Expectations can break you if you fail to reach them. You can easily get caught up trying to redeem yourself and please other people. Expectations can cause stagnation if you aren't careful how you move. You can easily get stuck waiting around for what you believe is obligated to you. That can cause you to waste good years, bring you face to face with your biggest fears. Self-pity begins when expectations aren't met. Stress takes over and you fill your mind with regrets. When things don't go according to the plan, the beatdown begins. Guilt, hate, and shame create a pain that can convince you your life is about to end. Usually when that happens, it's something you can't see. Actually, most times when you're declining, it's something you won't believe. You'll isolate from family and friends, feeling ashamed of the predicament you think you're stuck in. Take away expectations, bow your head and pray. Forgive yourself for giving up on yourself, and step out of your own way. Take account for your mistakes. Accept your flaws and all your sins. Take a breath, plan, and begin all your tasks again. People will expect things from you throughout your entire life. Just because it sounds good and they know you, doesn't make their words right. However, you should always listen when giving advice. Although it may not be needed for the task at hand, keep in mind, there are many steps that complete a plan. We all know things don't always go as we expect. It's the unexpected things that give us the best effects. That is something I had to learn because I wanted to change and grow. How to live my life knowing I failed to meet so many expectations is something I didn't know. I had to force myself to move forward with so many disappointed faces looking back at me. I wanted to meet all these expectations the world placed on me. I spent years doing that. But meeting other people's expectations never gave me peace. And peace is the only thing I truly seek. I wanted the world to remove its expectations of me. I believed that would set me free. But actually, it was never the expectations that captivated me. It was my failure to expect the best from me. I had no expectations for myself. I believed in God, so I knew somehow I'd always make it through. But I never really made a real list of things I should do. I hated every suggestion, no matter how true, whenever they came my way. It was my lack of expectations for myself that made me turn away. If you have no expectations for yourself, your life is not your own. You're simply moving through life doing all that you're told. Then one day you'll look up and reality will set in on you. It's like, wow, I'm unhappy. And I don't know what to do. What's wrong? Where to go? I have no one to talk to and I feel so alone. I didn't do what a few thought I would. Although I knew what I needed and everyone knew I could. I have no excuse why I didn't do what I was expected to. I'm full of shame, grief, and I feel like such a fool. I had no expectations for me, no plan, no next move. I didn't know how to express my feelings because I wasn't expected to be confused. The world has a hard time accepting what it doesn't expect. That left me stagnant, lost, privately trying to deflect, caught up in all of my emotions. Another thing I didn't expect. Other people's expectations can beat you down, but yours will lift you up. When you expect the best from yourself, not even failure can get you stuck. Make your own expectations and turn them into reality. Appreciate everyone that expects the best from you. That is your family. Use their words as motivations. You'll need them to meet your own expectations. Truth be told. Ladies and gentlemen, that poem is a part of Living in Truth Volume 2. And I want to go ahead and give you, ladies and gentlemen, a breakdown of Living in Truth Volume 2. The Living in Truth Volume 2 is a collection of poems, and I wrote this particular book, which will be coming out in November, so get ready for that. You can pre-order the end of the month. Living in Truth Volume 2 is a collection of poems written as a person. The entire book is a human, and throughout the book, the human travels through certain stages of life. They go through depression, they go through heartbreak, they go through grief, they go through every stage of life. And these poems that you are hearing every episode on Chitter Chatter are a part of that collection. And they are coming from not even necessarily personal experience. Each poem I wrote, some are from personal experiences and some are just from living and viewing and knowing how life works. That is what the whole point of Living in Truth Volume 2, the rebirth, is about. It's the rebirth of a human, the rebirth of someone that thought they were broken, the rebirth of someone that has gone through life and learned some lessons. That is what Living in Truth Volume 2 is going to be about. And I meant to have, I meant to have Volume 1 right here, but I will go grab it for you. Ladies and gentlemen, some of the poems that you do here come from Living in Truth Volume 1. And that is a collection of just it's each of these books that I'm going to do, it's going to be a whole collection. They're going to be a volume. I'm going to have a bunch of volumes. This is just volume 2 that we're on. It's going to be a collection of a person going through life in a stage. And each poem is from a different stage, different relationship, a different experience, different circumstances that I've witnessed and seen in this lifetime. Not all poems relate to me. Not all circumstances relate to me, but I'm going to tell you, I can write about anything. We're going to have a Talent Thursday where we step up and we speak about all the talents that we have going on, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just now tuning in, this is Chitter Chatter, and we are speaking about expectations tonight, ladies. I'm going to go ahead and refill my cup because we're getting low. I'm getting low. Tonight, we're just simple wine tonight, ladies. If you're just now tuning in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. It's Chitter Chatter time. Go ahead and take one sip of that. I'm going to go ahead, ladies, and tell you about this lip gloss. You ladies have to go ahead and step into the Black Girl Beauty products. This lip gloss that I am wearing tonight this is called Luxurious. And we have a plethora of lip glosses and lipsticks, and everything on my face right now is Black Girl Beauty products, ladies. This is what we're saying. In our community, we expect that we look our best. So when we expect each other to look our best, we have to know where to go to get the best products. If you need some lipsticks, if you need some eyebrows powder, if you need some lashes, if you need some blush, if you need Black Girl Beauty products, here is where you get them, ladies. This color here, and mine is a little worn out. This is our Luxurious. Look on the website. Drop me a DM. Drop me a comment if you want to get this. These are they're not on sale, but they are available right now for $20. You can grab yours. We come in all collections. Each week I've been wearing a different shade. So you can jump right on over to the website and get your copy. Get your, lipstick, lip gloss. And jump on over there. And also your Black Girl Beauty hoops. Because I'm telling you, ladies, these hoops are what is keeping me in shape. Me and Miss Amanda. Because you do that hoop for 10 minutes a day, and I'm telling you, it takes you to a whole nother level. That's what even got me into the love of making the hoops and being a part of distributing them. Just seeing what they did and how they moved me. And when you start getting your body in order, ladies, everything comes in order. This is Black Girl Beauty Chitter Chatter. And right now, we are speaking about expectations. In our community, we have so many expectations of each other. We need to expect the best of each other. And when we expect the best of each other, the best way to show someone that you expect the best of them is to support them. Support them wholeheartedly. Don't just have that. It's so expected in our community that we won't succeed and we won't continue to do what it is that we began. Expect the best of each other. Expect your friends and your family to succeed and complete every task. And the best way to show that you expect the best of them is to support them, to show up for them. It's nothing for people to just come together and support each other. Last week, we had a great display of black women coming together just to support each other, just to have a good time. That is what we do here on Black Girl, on Chitter Chatter. We bring black women together and we discuss topics that we don't normally discuss, because this is where we need a platform, and we need somewhere where we can discuss anything. Because there are so many expectations on us. We're expected to be so many type of ways. We're expected to have so many things, and we're not given the tools that we need to grow. We're not given the tools that we need to heal. We're not given atmospheres and places where we can just simply be ourselves. And that brings me to this prank I played on my mom. Miss Amanda's going to come in a little later on. She's actually going to come in a few minutes after I tell you about this prank. I did a prank on my mom, the grant prank, where you sit down and you get your parents to think that they're applying for a grant, and actually what they're doing is you're just setting them up to basically call them a prostitute on live and see how they're going to react. And I set my mom up for that prank, and it's a nationwide prank that's going around, but I'm bringing that up because being a prostitute is so frowned upon in our community that any woman, every video that I have seen, as soon as the word prostitute is said, every woman in the video is like, what? I ain't no prostitute. Because in our community, and I'm not about to make it seem like being a prostitute is okay, because it's not. But in our community, being a prostitute is an absolute no-no. There is no way in the world you about to come around your people and be like, oh, I'm a prostitute, and everybody is just like, oh, okay. No, it's like we deem everything. It is bad. I'm not gonna try to say it's not bad, but selling your body for money just on the street, which is what a prostitute is bad. But there are some people that do what they do, and that's their business. I'm not talking about them. I'm speaking about strictly prostitution in our community. It's the scum of the earth. So as soon as it was said on live, Miss Amanda was like, hold on, wait, what? And my acting, I am a theater major at heart. I don't know if you ladies are aware, but I am. I am a theater major. I was really selling it and making her believe, because I really didn't tell her about the live. I told her that it was a grant that someone was giving me for Chitter Chatter, and I was saying that this is what we need to fund the talk show to get it where it needs to go. So that's what she was thinking, and the whole time she didn't know what was going on. But it was just so funny just to see how she reacted. She's actually here. I'm going to go ahead and bring her in so that she can tell you, because if you haven't seen the video, it's actually available on my Facebook page right now. You can go ahead and check it out. Let me see. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so she's going to come down in a second, but the prank was absolutely funny. We're going to go ahead and take one sip to that. When she heard the word prostitute, her whole face was like, and it is in our community, it is expected that is how you're in any community. I'm almost positive in any community, the expectations of a prostitute are so low that no woman in the world is trying to be deemed a prostitute. No one, they would not even allow you to play around, because it's supposedly a challenge. I'm telling her this is a $30,000 challenge that we're about to get, and this is what it needs to be for you. This is what we have to say in order for us to get it. And she was like, no, I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it. You have to be willing to not do certain things, but in our community, we're just not, and we don't receive that. If someone is willing to do what they need to do to get where they need to go, that's okay. There's no reason why we're against each other. When someone is willing to do what they're willing to do, you shouldn't be. I don't know what's going on right now. You shouldn't be against someone being willing to do what they need to do. We have these expectations of each other that you shouldn't be allowed to do this and you shouldn't be allowed to go here. So there are some women that decide that they want to There are some women that decide they want to prostitute, and they're willing to walk the streets, and they're willing to do whatever they need to do to provide for whatever they need to provide for. Again, we're going to go back to the same thing I said earlier. You have to be okay with that. Someone else deciding to prostitute on their body and do them, it shouldn't bother you so much that you're going to go out of your way and try to ruin their entire life. That is what we do in our community. When someone is willing to do what we're not willing to do, and because let's be clear, I'm almost positive, 100% sure, being a prostitute ain't easy. It's not easy to live in your freedom. It's not easy to be that person that decides that you're not gonna be held back by expectations. It's not easy to be that person. They're willing to take everything that comes with being who they are and how they are and who they want to be and what they want to do. We have to be willing to be okay with that. There are so many people in this world that expect people to live a certain type of way, and when they don't, we decide that we're going to ruin their lives. We decide that we're going to try to ruin everything that they've built based off the fact that they didn't live according to how we said they should. Well, they didn't do what we think they should. That is what we're trying to step outside of in our community. We have to be willing to accept each other just the way we are. If you love someone and you say you love someone and you're really trying to grow and educate yourself, you have to be willing to remove the expectation that you have for someone and receive who they are. Because some people are not going to do what you expected them to do. And they're not going to be who you expected them to be. But you can still love them the same. And they may actually exceed your expectations and everything that you have, everything that you had expected of them, just being them. And you two may come together and be, everyone may come together and just be better people. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Amanda's going to come in and speak to you about the prank. I thought she was going to tune in, but she's going to come in and speak to us about the prank from earlier that was played on her, because she was very, very, very serious. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take one sip to that.
Indeed, we will. Hello, everyone. I am back. Yes, this is Amanda Manigault, of course, and yeah, she did. She got me good on that one, y'all, because I was She told me about
we're not allowed to be prostitutes in our community. So she was like,
"Hey Gary, how are you? Hey Kiki, how are you doing?" Anyway, yeah, she told me about the scholarship, y'all. So of course I was excited. She said it was a $30,000 scholarship. So I'm like, well, grant. Tell me more about it because I might want to apply for it myself.
That's exactly what she said.
I got all excited, y'all, and happy, and she's talking about, well, they asked me to talk about who inspired me and what inspired me to get this, to apply for this grant.
She was real amped. That's what made it even better.
You're my inspiration, and I don't know. I mean, she really, really pumped me up, y'all. I get on here and this girl come talking about some prostitution. I'm like, no, now. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I still want her to get the grant. So all along, I'm thinking,
she was trying to go along. She was literally looking at me like, did I really tell her?
And sometimes people really get to talking. You gotta be careful because people can. She had me questioning myself. Did I tell her I was a prostitute? Because she was really convincing, like really serious about, yeah, you did this. I'm like, no, I didn't do that. And I didn't
By
tell
the
her I did that.
way, PSA, my mother has never been a prostitute. That story was completely made up. It was a prank. Because, also in our community, it's expected that people will take a bad rumor like that and run with it.
Oh yeah. They're only going to take
that. That is the reason why I brought it up. In our community, it doesn't matter what you're doing, how positive you are. She's all in my way. It doesn't matter how positive you are. It doesn't matter how many good things you do. People will take the one bad thing you do and run with it. Because it was expected of you to do that. It was expected of you to get caught up in the bull that you got caught up in. It wasn't expected of you to be as great as you've been.
Is it my turn to talk? Or yours? I mean, I thought you just asked me.
It was expected of her to do that when she came down here.
I was the guest that just got here, but she's right. You can finish. That was
no.
That was your.
I don't even know what I was saying now that you did that. We're gonna take one sip to that.
We're gonna take a sip to that today. Black Girl Beauty, y'all. Anyway, you guys.
But she's never been a prostitute, by the way. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
But it's expected in our community because of the expectations that we have on each other. We don't expect the best of each other. That's why I was telling us to expect the best.
Well, what she said, I was listening to her earlier. It's my turn. You invited me to the table. So, what she said earlier is true, and I'm guilty of it, you know. And oftentimes when she's talking, I think she be talking about me for real, y'all.
Sometimes.
But I'm guilty of it only because I was a victim. And see, when you're a victim of something, oftentimes you pass it on down to your kids.
Absolutely, this is true.
Generational curses. We had expectations growing up. I was a preacher's child. And so as a preacher's child, that automatically put expectations on you.
Right.
And not only was I a preacher's child, I was the daddy's girl. So between all of that, I had a lot of expectations on me. And I was a smart kid. I was one of those kids that, you know, my mom called me for everything. My dad called me for everything. And I'm talking about as a little child, you know, before I became a teenager. I was the one reading the documents and, you know, doing this for my parents and doing that. So they expected certain things to come out of my life.
And also, when you are that child, it's also expected of you to be more understanding and more responsible for your other siblings and things that may occur in the family. It's expected of you. Expectations come in, and when you fail to meet expectations, that's what I was saying in the poem. If you fail to meet expectations, sometimes it could really put something in you that holds you back. Like, we really get hurt. Like when you wanted to, like, we can get so caught up trying to please people that when you don't please them, you're so heartbroken and you're so beat down. It's like, wow, I was doing all that I could to meet this expectation and then I still didn't meet it. That can cause us to be stagnant. That can cause us to hold back, and that can cause us to be stuck in one place for a long time. That is why we have to speak about these things. Back to you, Ms. Mary.
And I agree, you know, thank you for giving me some little time. You know, I agree with that 100%, but like she said earlier, it is a generational curse. And as young parents, I'm speaking to my young parents now, especially my single black moms, because this is Black Girl Beauty. And if you're just now tuning in, this is Chitter Chatter. This is Black Girl Beauty Chitter Chatter.
Chitter Chatter.
And we're talking about expectations. And we're talking about expectations tonight. And I'm saying this especially
she stole the whole thing.
The single parents, the single black parents, the young parents, because as a young parent, we want to give our kids some space to let them develop their own identity, but we can't do too much. So you still got to be a parent. You still got to be that mother. You still got to be, especially when you are a single mother.
That's why I was saying you tell them the consequences, what could happen when you get there, but you also have to give them, this is what she would never give me, an escape route in case they get caught up.
You know,
you got to give them an escape route.
Adam and Eve didn't have an escape route,
and look what happened to them.
Yeah, and I understand.
Now we have a period every month because of what happened to Adam.
That's the scripture that comes to mind.
And we have to bear the children because of what happened. They should.
You know, Eve went on and did her own little thing because she was curious. Just like
I'm gonna tell you a story about that, because it wasn't Eve that we have to blame. Society. That's another thing in our community and in our world. And it's not just for black women, this is for women, period. The world has tried to convince us that it was us that eating the apple ruined the world. It was not. God did not tell Eve not to eat of the apple. She told Adam not to eat of the apple. It does not matter what Eve said to Adam. Adam was told by God that he should not eat of that apple. So he should not have eaten of that apple because God told him not. So when Eve brought it to him, you know what he should have did? He should have moved on around and said, no, sis, I'm not going to eat of that apple. But you know what Adam did, being a regular old juggler man? We're going to take one sip after
we're going to take a sip.
He ate of the apple.
He ate of the apple, y'all.
Men always fall short to the flesh. And that is when sin entered the world. Eve was eating on the apple real good.
See, God didn't give them no consequences, though. God
didn't tell them what would happen.
So it made them even more curious. Because you spoke about that earlier.
I did.
You said when you don't give the consequences, then they will give then they're, you know, most people are curious.
Exactly.
Just because
and curiosity, I said this last week in the poem, if you heard it. Curiosity killed the cat.
Killed the cat. And so the bottom line today, y'all, is we want to get better. When you know better, you do better. Hey, Ricky, we miss you tonight. Where are you? When you know better, you do better. And we cannot keep going backwards. We cannot keep making excuses. We cannot keep talking about what coulda, woulda, shoulda, or what happened back then. And we can't allow people to put these expectations on us. We can't anymore.
Absolutely.
When we didn't know any better, we felt guilty. We allowed people to make us feel guilty. We allowed people to change the decisions. I might have wanted to go to Hawaii, but I didn't go because somebody told me if you go there, this is going to happen. If you go there, that bad. Or you shouldn't be traveling by yourself. Or you shouldn't be doing this. So I didn't do it. There are a lot of things that you didn't do because of the fear that was placed upon you or because of the expectations that was held on you, and you just felt like, no, I'm not going to do this because of this or that.
Absolutely.
So we're in 2021 now, y'all. We got one life. We got one life, and most of us have a 0% error rate.
None of us had that. Do not remember I was teaching. I spoke on it earlier. You don't teach your kids.
You won't know that
teach your
until
children.
you get yourself hemmed up.
Don't teach your children to be twice as good. Don't put the pressure on your kids of having a 0% error.
You got a 0% error rate. Most of us have
and this is a real authentic moment. Miss Amanda had a 0% error
and you
rate.
got one too.
I wasn't allowed to make. That's what I'm saying.
You got one too.
That's what I'm saying. If you would listen.
Okay, go ahead.
0% error rate. And you know what that did? That made me hate working. Exactly it did. Like
I think what you're doing is making excuses.
That's not excuses.
Exactly. So don't use them. Don't use them. Whatever. I don't care.
I do not use excuses. What I'm saying,
I know that I have
to work
to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life.
Okay, cool.
Therefore, I demand of myself consistent, continuous action towards the
move around.
Move
around. What I'm saying is, I didn't say I'm not gonna work. I said it made me hate working. And that is what we do in our community. So I'm going to tell you, after college, I decided I wanted to take a year off. Because I was so sick and tired of working. Took a year off. But that's what we do in our community. We have so many expectations.
It's nothing wrong with taking a year off, though.
But we don't. It's nothing wrong with taking a year off. But when you're taking a year off because you're sick and tired of working, it's something wrong with it.
It's called lazy.
That's probably you. That's what I'm saying.
Lazy, and I don't want to work. I'm sorry.
You've been working all your life, and you decided to take a year off, and now you're lazy. That is what it is in our community. We expect our people to be perfect and not take a break and not wanna. At 13 years old, I was waking up at 6 a.m. to go to work. Miss Amanda.
And that's absolutely true because in my house growing up, if I got to get up and go work, everybody was going with me.
That was her house.
Okay, you're right. So the bottom
what I'm telling you is,
if
you've been working your entire life,
right,
from 6 a.m., never having a break, and you're also a good child. I'm not trying to say I was the best. I did what I did, but I was a very good kid. I didn't cause her too much pain, and I'm not even. Miss Amanda, am I wrong?
No.
Okay, cool. I just because she making faces.
You got a mouth, but
And where I get it from?
I don't know. I can't vouch for that. The world, we came in here by ourselves and we're leaving by ourselves. So you're accountable for your own actions. I don't have nothing to do with
other than that. So what I'm saying is, she made me work like a slave.
That's the story you're gonna stick with? That is the
now
story.
Now we're going back to that. This ain't the lie, earlier. It's the truth. So this is what you gonna say. This is what you gonna say.
We have to.
But if I would have been taught what I'm saying is, I feel like now, knowing what I know now, I appreciate the work. But had I been taught that what was to come from the work, I might have wanted to do it. She just made me do it and didn't tell me what we were building toward. Like, you gotta go to work.
This young lady right here is very intelligent, y'all.
Thank you so much.
Let's just say she didn't know 10 years ago. Let's just say she didn't know 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago. You know now. You're doing that. So we have to stop too
No.
Black
In
women,
the poem, what I said was
no,
it can
we ain't
cause
talking
you
about
to
the
be
poem. We're talking about reality
stagnant,
right now.
and you have to get yourself.
We're not talking about the poem. We're talking about reality.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We're
this
talking
is
about
Black Girl Beauty.
This is
you have to be
Chitter
able to
Chatter.
grow.
That's right.
And you have to be able to realize what you have going on. This is me being authentic and telling you guys things that I realized about myself that I needed to do.
Well, tell your stuff. I don't know nothing about.
That's what I'm
doing.
doing.
I don't know nothing about.
I'm speaking on myself. But me and lack thereof comes from you.
Okay.
That's where this is. So I'm not asking you to say anything about you. I'm talking about me. This is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Speak to your mothers, ladies. Speak to your daughters.
Yes, speak to your
Grow
daughters.
so that you can become better. Because, like I said, if I knew then what I knew now, I would have knew that everything that she was instilling in me, everything that she was forcing me to do against my will, was for my better. But she was just making me do it. She wasn't even telling me nothing about it. Like this.
Ain't nobody tell me, so you ain't.
But
even
the
know
thing
me,
about we're
so
not trying to be the same.
And we're not
We're trying to be
We're
better.
breaking these generational curses.
That's why we're having these conversations.
We're talking about expectations.
We're talking about things that happen with us. It was expected of her to be the woman that she was. So she expected me to be the same way. She had zero.
No.
She expected me to be better.
Exactly.
Which is like I told you.
Only because let me tell you why.
Because
I felt like first of all, my parents, both my mother and my father. I was raised with my mother and my father, and they both had an 8th grade education. So I was the one in the house who they put the expectations on, because as a young girl, I was that child. I was that one that for some reason God touched my life and he gifted me with certain things, and they knew that about me. So they put those expectations on me. So I fought. I worked hard. I struggled. I became a teenage parent, but I didn't stop because I had goals and I had dreams for not just me, but for my children. And my mindset,
they have expectations for you as soon as they find out the gender.
My mindset is they will not go through the struggle that I experienced. Even though I had mom and dad there, like I said, education means a lot, y'all. Mm-hmm. And if you don't believe that, you try to live in this world without it. So because even though they were beautiful people,
say that again.
If you don't believe that, you try to live in this world without it. Because education is everything. Don't let nobody tell you that it's not. I'm not saying you got to have a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a PhD.
But educate yourself.
Educate yourself. Educate yourself. Don't live in this world in ignorance, because ignorance is bliss, and that's your line, right?
Right.
So what I'm saying to you guys is, I fought harder because I wanted more for them. So yes, if I wanted more for you and I worked harder for you and I sacrificed so that you didn't have to go through some things to happen. So
but listen, let me make a point. Wait, let me make a point. This is Chitter Chatter.
Listen.
The thing that the point that she just made me think about is because you had to do what you had to do, you expect more of your children. When they meet those expectations, then what? Because that's the thing. In our community,
congratulations,
and that's it.
No, that's not it. I'm gonna say congratulations. We're gonna celebrate, and I'm gonna say now what's next. And that's just the bottom line. Because now you never stop. You never stop. I don't care who you are.
Where's the break though?
I'm 54
Can I get a break?
Whenever you want one, take one. That's life.
But we don't. I wasn't taught that. You didn't. But that's something new.
So I gotta talk to you and teach you how to take a break.
Yes.
No, but
if you gonna force me to work every day, all day, you gotta tell me when to take a break.
First of all, you ain't gotta tell these young folks when to take no break. Let me tell you, y'all take more breaks.
I had to grow up. I had to turn 18.
No,
because y'all
take more breaks than anybody I know. In fact,
now that we're
society is set up that way.
We're speaking children and adults.
Even the schools, y'all. Every time I turn around, they're out of school.
It's COVID.
They got a vacation. No, before COVID.
What are you doing?
Before COVID. Every time I turn around, it was teacher in service day. This holiday, that they got some holidays I never heard of. These kids are never in school, and this was before COVID. So what I'm trying to say is y'all get more breaks than anybody
but
else ever known.
We need
No,
breaks.
no.
It's
So
expected that we don't need
no
breaks.
breaks. What
Yes,
you,
we do.
What
And our world, we have so many expectations on us that we're not allowed to take a break.
All you need is a plan.
So may help us. That's the thing.
I
That's
sent
another
you
thing.
to
In our
college.
community,
I
in our
sent you
community,
to
we're
college.
expected
I
to
sent you to college. I don't want to hear no help.
We're
If
expected to
if I was
just
able
do.
to figure it out
That was
without
you.
a college education,
Again, I
sent
said
you
this
to college. You gonna figure it
earlier.
out.
You
How do I
expect
hear it? You
people
gonna
to
figure
do
it out.
what you did. Help me so I can be better.
Sweetheart, now let's keep it real. I have always had your back. Let's keep it real now.
I've never said.
And I've always tried to guide you the right way.
Guide.
So the bottom
she
line,
guides you,
the
and
bottom
then when you get to the door,
is,
she says, "Go do it yourself."
yes, I will say that because I
Walk
feel
in
like
the door
there comes
with
a
me.
time in life
Walk in the door
where I
with
gotta
me
let
and
your
make-
hand go and let you fly.
After you've walked in the door with
right.
me.
No, I don't gotta walk in
Yes,
the
you
door
need
with
to
you.
do it
You know
one
why?
time.
I personally see. I'm a different type of breed.
I'm not that same type
I
of breed.
feel like
You have to be
no.
able to
I feel
remove
like
your
some things
She expects
you
me
need
to be her.
experience. No. Some
After
things
you've taught,
some things
you
you
do
need
have
to
to
experience on your
All
own.
right, listen.
And
Conversation about to go left. Listen.
You guys,
some things you have to experience after you've been taught. You don't just experience. And the thing about it in life, a lot of people. Let me turn the camera on me because this is chitter chatter.
oh God,
In life, a lot of people have to experience things. They have to go through it and learn from trial and error. But if you can be taught what to do and how to do before you have to do, I'm gonna turn it back after I finish.
turn it back now.
If you can be taught what to do and how to do before you do, why wouldn't you teach? It's expected of you. It's expected of you to just figure it out.
Let me tell you something. This one right here, if it was something to be taught, she got it. So anyway,
I'm not
y'all,
saying-
let's move around her little line. Before we get off
Ladies
the
and
air, you
gentlemen,
guys,
this is Chitter Chatter. If you're just now tuning in, go ahead and tell a friend to tell a friend that it's Chitter Chatter time, and we are on our way out. We are actually at 8:57. I forgot for you to do your call to action. Hold on, wait, before you do. Next week's episode, Miss Amanda is going to come in and she's going to speak about business. So go ahead and tell them a little bit about
Well, before I go into next week, please take the time. If you are not on our list, this is September 15th. September 15th, mark your calendars. We have our webinar, and it's called "What Are You Expecting of Me?" We're talking about expectations, and we're staying on that topic. What are you expecting of me? Women, we're going to talk about it. I don't want you to come alone. I want you to bring another sister, bring a neighbor, bring a cousin. Bring these little girls. Bring our girls. We need some girls in this meeting. You can come live, or you can come virtually. You will, if you are on our mailing list, you will receive a notification with all the information, all the details about it. So if you are not on our mailing list, you might want to go over to www.blackgirlbeauty.org. That's www.blackgirlbeauty.org. That is September 15th, and our topic is, what are you expecting of me? So bring those little girls so we can help empower them. And if you're a coach, if you're a mentor, and you want to be one of our speakers or part of this, please send me a message, DM me, do whatever, let me know, hey, I want to be in on this topic. We have to empower our community. We can't just keep talking about it. We can't keep fussing about it. We can't keep talking about these young people. Every time I get on social media, somebody's talking about these young people. They're saying, yeah, somebody was a fight here. It was a shooting there. These young people this and these young people that. What are you doing about it? How are you making a difference? Who are you helping in your community? What niece or nephew did you grab and did you talk to in a positive way?
Since you expect so much of them, what is it that you're doing to help them meet your expectations?
Absolutely. That's right. So that's what we're going to be talking about. What are you expecting of me? And then I'm going to tell you what I'm expecting of you. And you can tell me what you're expecting of me.
And I want to know what you're expecting of yourself.
Absolutely.
That's one of the points that I made. Sometimes in life you can get so caught up meeting expectations. His, hers, theirs, and them that you don't decide to make your own. We're speaking about it all, ladies. We are coming together, mother and daughter.
Yes, we are.
Speaking of expectations, it begins with us. That is why we step on here first. And give my growth with you guys. So I'm speaking on my aggression growth. We're speaking on it. Miss Amanda, speaking of which, how do you feel like I've been? Like, do you think I've gotten and this is someone who's known me my whole life. Since I've been on my little aggression journey, and you've been here, how do you think my progression has been? This is a real woman because she likes to get on lock and show out.
I think you're growing. I think you're trying, and most importantly, when we're trying, no, seriously, when we're trying, all we gotta do is keep trying. No, I'm being serious. You're doing much better. Well,
she makes it seem like I'm so mean.
You're a little bit better. Like, seriously, like
your fingers was all the way together with just this. You need a little bit.
No, seriously. She's trying, y'all. She is, and she's,
not even,
but
I just am a certain
type of way.
As long as
we're trying, that's all you can ask of people.
Not.
If they're trying, that's all you can ask of people. But
Ready
I just wanted to say thank y'all for joining us tonight. Hey, Lisa Boware, how are you? Thank you for joining us tonight. Don't forget to go to blackgirlbeauty.org and put in your email address, your name, and so that we can add you to our list and you can get connected. Because I want you to bring those girls in on September 15th.
And don't forget to get don't forget to get your fitness hoops. And Miss Amanda, show them the hips. Show them your hips one time. Come on over.
I'm not doing
it. She's not going to do the hoop, but this hoop has been filling out my hips, her hips, everyone that has gotten their hoop. Because we have had a lot of videos. And that's what I'm telling you. If you haven't already joined the Facebook group, go ahead and join. You can see what happened last week. You can see what happened last week. You can see what's going on with the hoops. You can see everything. This has been Chitter Chatter. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys have a it's been a plum pleasing pleasure. Have a great night. We're going to go ahead and toast out. Good night. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, it's Business with Amanda Manigault. I don't know if I said that. Just in case I didn't. There it is.